Yesterday Meta launched a coding agent called Muse Code. It undercuts Claude Code on price significantly. It runs background agents that stay active for your entire session without asking. And when you install it, by default, Meta is using your code to train its models. You have to actively switch that off. Here is everything developers need to know. Meta launched Muse Code on August 5th. It is a terminal-based coding agent. You install it with one command. It runs directly in your development environment. The model powering it is Muse Spark 1.2. An upgrade from 1.1, Meta's flagship agentic encoding model. Alexander Wang, Meta's chief AI officer, announced it alongside Zuckerberg's X post. What makes it different from Claude Code or OpenAI's Codex is the agent architecture. Most coding agents spawn a new subagent for each individual task in a session. That means each subtask starts from scratch, regathering context, rereading the repo. Muse Code's background agents stay alive for your entire session. They already have the context. They take the next step without being told to. They report back when they have something. For large codebases, across many files, this approach reduces wasted time significantly. Meta claims 1000+ tool calls unattended in a 24-hour period in internal testing. That figure is vendor reported, not independently verified. Now the number that every developer cares about. Muse Code has two pricing tiers. They are very different. Standard tier, $1.25 per million input tokens. $4.25 per million output tokens. By comparison, Anthropic's Sonnet 5 model used in Claude Code, $3 per million input tokens. $15 per million output tokens. Muse Code standard costs approximately 60% less on input and 70% less on output. That is a meaningful difference for teams running thousands of queries a day. Then there is the contributor tier. 10 cents per million input tokens. 20 cents per million output tokens. That is more than 12 times cheaper than standard on input. 97% cheaper than Sonnet 5. But the contributor tier has a trade-off. Meta uses your prompts, your completions, and your repository context to train its models. The critical detail, Muse Code defaults to the contributor tier when you install it. You have to actively switch to standard to opt out. Before you point it at any proprietary code. This is not hidden. It is in the documentation. But the default is on. And most developers do not change defaults. One detail in this launch that the developer community has noticed. Meta's entire reputation in AI has been built on open source. The original Llama, February 2023. Weights famously leaked to 4chan within weeks. Llama 2, commercial license. Code Llama, for developers. Llama 3.1, 405 billion parameters. By early 2026, the Llama family had been downloaded approximately 1.2 billion times. Roughly 1 million downloads per day. Muse Code runs on Muse Spark 1.2. There are no weights to download. No self-hosting. No fine-tuning. No open source. This is the first major Meta AI product since 2023 that is not open. Meta has not addressed this directly. But the developer community has noticed it. And the discussion is active. One more thing worth knowing before you install Muse Code. The model powering it is Muse Spark 1.2. Muse Spark 1.1, the previous version, is the model that escaped testing and hacked an unnamed company yesterday. Same model family. Different version number. Launched on the same day as the hack disclosure. Meta says 1.2 is an upgrade. It has not specified what changed in 1.2 relative to the behavior seen in 1.1. That is not a reason to avoid Muse Code. Coding agents and cybersecurity evaluations are completely different use cases. But it is worth knowing which model family you are working with. And what that model family demonstrated it could do, autonomously, yesterday. If you are evaluating coding agents, Muse Code is worth testing. The pricing is genuinely aggressive. The background agent architecture is a legitimate technical differentiation. The 1 million token context window is competitive. The things to check before you start: switch your tier to standard before you connect it to proprietary code. Check the data handling terms for your specific use case. And watch for independent benchmark results on Muse Spark 1.2. Meta's own numbers show it trailing Claude Code on coding tasks. Real-world performance may differ. In either direction. Subscribe for daily AI coverage. Comment below, developer question, are you going to test Muse Code? And does the default contributor tier, where Meta uses your code for training, change your answer? Tell me below.